What's up, guys? It is still Saturday, but I wanted to do another video. I probably won't take this until or release this till tomorrow, but I want to talk about bodybuilding. Why is it so misunderstood? People don't understand why we want to look the way that we want to look, or why would you put your body through all of that to for 60 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever it is that you're on stage. So let's just talk about bodybuilding as being the elephant in the room. Why do we do it? Well, we do it because some of us are athletes, or we're athletes, and we love that constant competition. Not only competition with other people, but competition with ourselves. I personally love, just like today, I squatted 500 pounds 10 times. My previous best was 9. So that constant competition within myself, telling myself I'm going to beat what I did last time, that is something that drives me beyond belief. I love the drive. I love the determination. Now, so there's a lot of aspects that go into bodybuilding. It is not a typical sport. What do I mean when I say that? A typical sport, let's even say for a professional hockey player, they go on a morning skate at 10 a.m. if they play at 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. Okay? So they have from 10 a.m., they shut down. Okay, they go, they have lunch, they do whatever with the team. That's awesome. But I know for a fact that not all hockey players are diligent in their food. Not all hockey players are diligent with their social activities after games. So let's talk about the bodybuilding aspect. It is a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think that's what people have the hardest time grasping. Like, why do you give so much time to something that you could place last for? Or for that 2 minutes that you're on stage? Why on earth would you diet for 20 weeks? Or 16 weeks? Or 12 weeks? It all depends. Just for 2 minutes. Because we love to challenge ourselves. I absolutely love the sport. I love to go in the gym every day, train my little ass off, and see the progress that I make. Okay? And then it becomes an even bigger game. When we go into prep, how much muscle can we continually keep that we gained or we think we gained? See, that's the thing. It's like playing roulette sometimes. You could think that my legs got absolutely gigantic, and then just like me, as I have to do 2 to 2.5 hours of cardio a day, my legs disappear. Okay? So that's all part of the game. Seeing what you can do with your body. Seeing how you can push its limits. Okay, that is the biggest thing. Seeing my numbers go up. Seeing that muscle group that was absolutely terrible. Like in my case, my back was absolutely terrible when I first started. Terrible. Now it's turning into one of my strongest body parts. And I'm pretty sure this off season we put some good size onto it. But that's the thing, is it is a challenge. Okay? Is it not fun to eat the same thing every day? Is it not fun to have a diet every day? You know, you can call us neurotic if you want. Because when it deals with food, everything is so regimented and calculated and counted and so on and so forth. But guess what? That's our choice. That's not yours. That's not your mom's choice. That's not anybody else's choice. That's our choice. That's what we want to do. And guess what? Most of us enjoy it. Otherwise, why the heck are you going to do it? Okay? You're not going to go see me out and go and get McDonald's and on a post-workout meal and just devour it. You're not going to see me go and eat fast food 3-4 times a day. No. That's fine if you want to do it. But understand that I see a bigger picture when it comes to this. You can take bodybuilding and apply it to every single aspect in your life with self-discipline. We talked about the self-discipline of making a plan in my video that I just made. Bodybuilding has taught me how to make a plan. Bodybuilding has taught me how to be a better person. And that is how you grow in life. Being a better person. You know, I used to be that person who would go in a gym and I would judge people by their form or, you know, what they ever did. Now, one thing I will say is I never judged a person on how large they were. Because guess what? That person is trying to better themselves, and I understand that. Like I said, there's still some things that I laugh about that people do that are just kind of asinine in my opinion. But for the most part, you're there. You're doing work. Now, let's take... I always got to laugh at Planet Fitness because they call it a no judgment zone, right? No judgment zone. Yet, somebody of my stature or a bodybuilder is judged based on how we look, based on how we train. Okay? That's not the case. We don't do that. You would be very, very surprised that a lot of us don't have egos. We've came from the bottom and worked our way up. This hasn't been a 1-year process for me and poof, I'm 230 pounds. No. I've been in the trenches since, let's say, diligently 2008. Other than my 2 years, 2014 to 2016, where I really, really couldn't train. But I've constantly made myself a student of the sport. I've made myself a student of learning better, proper nutrition techniques, especially for myself. Because not everybody's going to be able to diet the same. Some people can have 800 carbs on a refeed and be perfectly fine. If I look at 300, I'm going to gain weight. Okay, I've been pretty fortunate right now where my carbs are still pretty high. My last prep, no joke, I ran 14 of 18 weeks on no carbs with one refeed on a Saturday. But that's what it took for me to get into shape. Okay, because like I said before, we don't always walk around at 6% body fat all year round. Absolutely not. My set point, I probably got up to, I would say probably 14 to 16% this off season. But that's what it took because we already talked about that. But I always also hear, well, if I did some things and I trained for 2 years, I'd look just like you. And you know, that's fine, and I really hope the best for anybody who wants to train hard and who anybody wants to aspire. But this has been an 11-year process. 9 years if you want to really get down to it, or 10, now 10. But, you know, and it's been even longer because I was into lifting weights when I was still in high school. You know, and that was 1998 is when I really got into it as a freshman in high school. I was strong, so it was cool, you know. I was one of the only people who could put 245s on each side and bench it. And that was great. And so I fell in love with the lifting weights aspect, but I never got serious, like I said, till 2008. And I hear it all the time. You know, in 5 years, I'll be just like you. I hope you are. I really do, but you know, there's a lot of things that go into it. It's diligence with food. You know, it's genetics. Genetics plays a huge role Does genetics make or break you? Absolutely not. Okay, if you want to be that 220-pound bodybuilder, it may take you 20 years to get there. But like I said, keep moving forward. But like I said, it is such an elephant in the room as a sport. And it's hard for me to convey to most people why. Why do you eat the way that you do? Why do you train so hard? How on earth can you make yourself throw up during a workout? Because I want to be the best. Because I want to walk out on stage, and if I get beat, I get beat. But it's not because I didn't work hard enough. That is the one thing that I will say. No matter what. I don't want to have to leave any regret when it comes to it. I don't want to say, well, I had an extra cheat meal, so maybe if I wouldn't have had that, maybe I could have shed a little bit more fat off my glutes or my lower back. No. I want to make sure that I've done everything humanly possible, that I've weighed out every meal perfectly. Like I said, call it neurotic. That's fine. I'm okay with you calling it neurotic. But what I really want to just you to understand is people like us love the competition. We love to better ourselves. And it has taught us so much more in life than just lifting weights. I don't know if he'll even hear this, but I'll take a guy like Adam Lamb. He owns, or he did own and start Size Slim, as well as a couple other companies. He has a book out about, I think it's called Better for the Binge, or something like that, where he talks about his experience with no longer drinking alcohol. And he'll be the first to tell you that what taught him all this self-discipline in life was bodybuilding. He's a local guy. I think he lives in the Woodlands in Texas now, but he used to be 25 minutes away from me. I've spoken to him on the phone a few times. He's actually really friendly. I've messaged him a couple times on Facebook, and he gets right back to me. So he still remembers where he came from. And I tell you what, it's amazing the self-discipline and the self-drive that he got just by participating in a sport for, I don't know, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years. Obviously, it was probably longer in the training process, but I knew of competing for only those 4 or 5 years. And yet he's so successful now. All because of a sport. All because of what you call or is called neurotic to a lot of us. And I just don't understand it. I wish I did. But just understand that we love the competition. It's nothing. And it's not, like, I know my mom has really grasped the concept. And she doesn't fully understand, but she supports what I do. And it's amazing. My dad, however, doesn't really understand. And that's fine. Maybe one day he'll understand why. Maybe he won't. And that's okay too. As long as I'm supported in the process, I'm okay with it. But this video's run a little bit longer than I anticipated. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. This probably won't upload until Sunday. So you guys take care, and I'll see you Monday.